Welcome back to Swordbox. Thanks for tuning in today. We've been talking this week about sin. We're going to continue that discussion today. So let's check out our verse. But God demonstrates His own love for us in that while we were yet still sinners, Christ died for us. Romans 5:8. You know, the truth is that God desires all people to be saved. Jesus said, if I be lifted up, I will draw all men into myself. We don't seek God. God seeks us. Ephesians 2:4-5 says, but God, who is rich in mercy, because of His great love with which He loved us, even when we were yet dead in our trespasses, made us alive together with Christ. For by grace you have been saved. Let's take a trip back for a minute. You know, in the very beginning of the human race, man sinned. God said that death was the consequence of disobeying Him. So death entered mankind because of sin, and it didn't take long for sin to progress and for man to be consumed in their sin. In Genesis chapter 6, verse 5 says, then the Lord saw that the wickedness of man was great in the earth, and that every intent of the heart was only evil continually. And the Lord was sorry that He had made man on the earth, and He was grieved in His heart. You know, we have no clue to the holiness of God, His purity, and how perfect He is. So the problem was that as sinners we could never dwell with a holy God, and somehow sin had to be dealt with. Because left in our sinful state, all men would die and be separated from God. The Bible says that without the shedding of blood, there is no remission for sin. So what is the solution? Blood had to be shed for the remission of sin. The Old Testament was given to Moses, and as man saw the perfect standard of God, the Ten Commandments and the law, we realized just how sinful we are, because no one was ever able to keep all the law. So God set up a sacrificial system to cover men's sins until Jesus would come and take them away. They believed in faith that God would make a way. And in due time, Jesus came, and He was a sacrifice for all sin. His blood paid the price for our sin. The price was death, and Jesus did that for you and me. And so that kind of brings us to our verse for today, which we said was, but God demonstrates His own love toward us, and then while we were yet still sinners, Christ died for us. This separation kind of represents God on this side and man on this side, and the gap between us, which was sin. And when Jesus came and died on the cross, He became that bridge between us and God. Verse 9 says, much more than having now been justified by His blood, we shall be saved from wrath through Him. God bless you. I hope you keep coming back. I hope you'll take some time to think about what Jesus did for you and what He did for me. Come humbly before Him. Worship Him. Allow Him to show you just how much He loves you. God bless you. I'll see you back next time.